And welcome back, Dragon Ball Z lovers, to a brand new Dragon Ball Z What If. This one comes to us from Kazuma Say, Sans 127, and Mech Plays. And the answer to the age-old question, what if Goku and Broly were sent to Earth together and raised as brothers? Now, for this one, we have to play a little bit with what happens in the timeline. Because we know that Broly and Goku weren't sent off the planet at the exact same time. Hell, in the Super, we don't even know if they're the same age group. In the Dragon Ball Z movie, we know they're born roughly the same time. They're in the nursery together. This and the Super timeline, though, which is what we'd be using here, we just don't know if they are. For my money, I'm going to guess that they are in the same age group, but that Broly was obviously sent off before Goku was. Here, we're going to have to play with it a little bit. We'll assume that they're sent off at roughly the same time. But they end up, instead of Broly being sent to Earth, he's sent to, obviously, Vampa. But what we can kind of do with that is he most likely would encounter, like, maybe the meteors or whatever, asteroid belt, and his ship would course correct, seeing the danger. Now, Saiyan ships, as far as we know, don't do that, but we have to figure out a scenario for them to both be on Earth together at the same time. So it would basically navigate a little bit and eventually meet up and pair up with Goku's ship. Some sort of like target locking, signal locking, whatever. Both will land roughly at the same time. And this leads us to Gohan, the discovery of them from Gohan. Now, would they both be in their pods? No, Goku, we know, wasn't in his pod. He actually fell out of the ship, if I'm not mistaken. Gohan did not find the ship at all, as far as I know. And, Goku struggles a little bit. It's like, oh, calm down now, little one. Oh, are you okay? Sorry, little one. Oh, dear, what's your name? And meanwhile, Broly is looking on, just like, and he sees a Saiyan, and he recognizes his own race, and he sees Gohan. Gohan, though, is not stupid, and he can sense that. He probably can sense energy to some degree, or at least he has the experience to be sensing when there's danger afoot. And Broly, who admittedly as a kid, he probably is weaker at the moment than he is at his max right now, but as far as we know, there's nothing that disputes the 10,000 power level. As a kid, we know his power level is like 900 something when Beats reads it when they show up on Vampa. When they show up on Vampa, but that was him tired and has been fighting for a while. So him in a better state. He's maybe not at 10,000, but he's definitely in the thousands at the moment. And Gohan, just suddenly senses, bros, you can come out too. I'm not going to hurt you. Ooh, careful down there. What I can tell, you're strong and fierce, but I don't want to hurt your friend here. Tell me, do you have a name? Now, it's a good question. Are these kids actually able to form speech at this age? Because Broly knows his name. Broly's probably heard his name before. Kakarot has heard his name before, but just hit his head, too. And as far as I know, he slept most of the time. Just like a... But no, he's... as far as I know, he bopped his head, so he didn't remember anything about that. And he's bopped his head here. I can see that still happening. But Broly's just... Maybe he's probably able to at least know his name and say, Broly. Broly. Oh, you're Broly. Oh, that's a nice name. Well, tell you what, Broly. Why don't I take this kid? Take young Goku. Do you know his name? And Broly's like, oh, well, I think we'll call him Goku. He likes the name. Yeah. And what do you think, Broly? Will you come back to my house and get something to eat? Into which Broly's stomach just suddenly goes. Why did you kids come on then? And so, he takes them back and things start to work out and he starts taking care of them. Now, this is the big thing here. I debated whether or not Paragus was going to be the one to actually raise them. Remember, the what if they were raised as brothers? Not who raises them. So Paragus could have been the guy raising them here. But as far as Paragus knows, Broly was sent to Vampa, not Earth. So he doesn't know that there was a random change in the course because of a meteor shower or whatever. And again, the best logic I can figure out to have them go together, because I don't see them being sending Broly to Earth. I honestly just don't see that happening. But no, they'd say, because they probably know that Earth does have at least some level of inhabitable life and even a population of people, whereas Vampa they know only has bugs and giant fur poodle dog things. I don't even know exactly what the anatomy of that creature is, the giant fur dog thing. Anyway, so Paragus unfortunately is SOL in this scenario. He lands on Vampa, he can't find Broly, the ship's destroyed, he's boned. Sucks. Obviously, Planet Vegeta is destroyed. Whoop-de-doo. So this leads us now into a very interesting scenario here. What happens here? Unfortunately, I think that Broly knows a little bit more about the Saiyan heritage, I think, than Goku. Like, he remembers his Saiyan heritage versus Goku, who doesn't. So as they get older and start being able to talk, because we don't know exactly when was Gohan killed? Grandpa Gohan here. Let's see here. Whoop. Let's just get ourselves our keyboard here. Grandpa Gohan. You had Grandpa Gohan's death. Okay. No, he was killed by Lord Piccolo in search for the Force rather than Goku. Oh, that's interesting, but that's in the movie. We're not talking about the movie, obviously. Oh god, it's Dragon Ball Evolution. F you for bringing that up. Anyway, let's see here now. When did they say that he died? How old was Goku? That part always sticks with me a little bit. Okay, how old was he? Okay, falling, because we know Goku was 2. They do state, well, it's power levels 2, but I believe Goku's like 2 years old. Let's see. After falling into the ravine, Goku hit his head. Sometime Grandpa managed to survive the first time. Implying Goku had already transformed. You also warned Goku never to look at the full moon, to stay indoors at one night. Implying that Goku had already transformed to a grade 8 before, and Grandpa Gohan managed to survive the first time. Goku followed his advice for some time until one night, as Goku explained. When Goku stepped outside to relieve himself, he glanced at the moon, and that's when he accidentally killed Grandpa Gohan. And then Goku was on his own for some time. So my guess is we'd have something similar happen here. Except he sees Goku transform one time, and Broly's actually able to stop him. Broly's able to just put him down. This is probably young Goku, though. That's why Gohan wasn't killed. That his power is probably only in the low digits at the time, so maybe 3 or 4, meaning he'd only be 40 in terms of power. Gohan easily surpassed that. Broly, on the other hand, would make mincemeat of all of these guys. Broly could destroy the planet even as he is in base form, theoretically. But unfortunately, Broly is being raised with Kakarot as it is. Now, Broly, as we know, ultimately is a very peaceful Saiyan. He is one of the few Saiyans who actually is not a naturally aggressive Saiyan. They do exist, we know. We know that in Super, they've changed Bardock up to be an actually good Saiyan, like a good-hearted Saiyan. We know Goku is, and Broly is. So we do know they exist. And it makes sense that Broly, after getting over the attitude a little bit, because even in this picture, you can tell Broly still has the Saiyan attitude. He's slowly getting over the attitude. Goku transforms one night, and Broly's able to stop him, make sure not to look at the moon himself. It's like, my word. Okay, Goku, you better not ever look at the moon. Your boys better not look at the moon. It'd be dangerous. And that's because Broly, as they get older, they're actually able to communicate, explains what happens when we look at the moon. That we turn into the giant ape, the Ozaru. And that, my dad said, now Broly probably doesn't have the best knowledge of his people. Mentally, he's also still young, but he does probably have a little bit. And that he knows that we transform to great apes and we lose control. Can't we learn to control it, Broly? It's like, maybe, but it's going to take a long time to do that. It's like, oh dear, well, I'm sure you two, if you two can, anyone can do it, it'd be you two. But for now, no looking at the moon. All right, Grandpa. It's like, all right, you whippersnappers. And so that's kind of how life would go. And because of this, I actually think Gohan survives. Because Broly is smart enough to know when not to look at the moon. Goku is still a bit of an idiot. Because he also still hit his head, too, in this version. So when that night happens that Goku looks at the moon, I think Goku's stronger in this version by a fair margin. I'll get to power levels in a little bit. Broly doesn't really have anything to grow with, except for learning actual techniques from Gohan. Him and Goku actually learn martial arts from Gohan. Now, Broly completely surpasses anyone on the planet by a long margin. You won't see anyone on the planet even come close to Broly until we get to the Saiyan saga. And even then, by that point, Broly will probably have gotten stronger to some degree. But yeah, for right now, enemies are going to be kind of a breeze. But because of that, Goku actually has he has a wall to go up against, repeatedly hit, fall down, get back up, and go again, and get stronger with. Broly, he is able to finesse. He's getting a little stronger through training, because that's what Gohan's going to put him through. But it's more about him learning actual technique and martial arts. And so when Goku goes nuts the next time, his power is greater, but Broly, again, can just keep him in check. And he's smart enough not to look at the moon. Broly, I think Broly in Super, intelligence-wise, is probably underrated because we don't see anything from an intelligence standpoint because we're not supposed to. We're not supposed to go look at him and see a genius. We're supposed to look at a sheltered young individual or sheltered person who's very peaceful and fun-loving, but is also, has a lot of rage built up in him. But that doesn't make him stupid. And with a little, extra schooling from Gohan, I think Goku and Broly are able to both be a little bit more intelligent than I think you'd expect, especially of Goku. But that leads us down to, the meeting with Bulma. Goku and Broly are busy fishing. Gohan's busy just, taking care of things. What a peaceful day. He's just drinking some tea. Oh, where are those boys with dinner? I'm starving. And Gohan and Broly are, doing their thing. They catch some fish. Bulma runs them over. It's like, what was that for? What? Wait, oh, God, why'd you get in the way? It's like, how dare you? What are you doing hitting us with a car, lady? Which, yeah, Bulma, come on. You didn't see this kid in the road with a giant fish? Come on. Like, people think, Goku is, the one maybe at fault. No, Bulma's the one at fault. She hit him. He's a kid in the middle of nowhere. No bushes that he's hiding. It's a pretty open road when you look at that scene. So, and he's got a giant F-off fish. So how the hell did she miss him? It's clearly she was listening to her iPod or something, or her capsule cork pod. So anyway, but Broly, Broly, Goku says, "What are you doing hitting us with a car like that? That was me. Why did you do that?" Notice Goku knows what a car is. That's because when you have Gohan there for years, for many more years, Goku actually knows what things are. He also knows what a woman is. And all that, though he's never actually, they've never, because I imagine they could go into town every now and then to get groceries, because Gohan probably does that. I'm sure he lives mostly off the land, but I'm sure he goes into town every once in a while, and I should think they've joined him a couple times. It's like, what the hell are you doing walking the road? Well, no one ever, it's like, bro's like, well, no one ever comes on this road, and the road's inland, to go to my point, it's like, and there's a big wide road here, there's hardly any bushes, you didn't see two kids with giant fish, what's your problem, lady? To which Bulma actually, I think, would be like, that's not the point! But she's embarrassed, like, I shouldn't have been listening to my capsule cork pod. So, that's canon now, I'm making that canon. Okay, it's fanon, but whatever, I'm making that a thing. That's the real reason she hit him. And there you go. Oh man, he's like, well, all right, I'm sorry, but next time watch where you're going. It was like, watch where you're going. Come on, we gotta get going. And wait, where are you? Where do you guys live? It's like, well, we live. What does it matter to you? And she's got her Dragon Ball radar. It's like, well, you wouldn't live maybe insert distance here. I don't know how far. Is it? What? Yeah, a little bit about that. Yeah. Wait, how do you know that? And it's like, well, do you live by yourself? It's like, do you live with someone? It's like, yeah, we live with our grandfather. So really? Could I meet him? I feel like he might have something I'm interested in. It's like, fine, sure, whatever. Come on, Goku. It's like, so are you two brothers? To which Broly and Goku just like, yeah, basically. Yeah, we've grown up all together all our lives. Yeah, me, Broly, I'm Goku. Oh, I'm Bulma. I'm sorry for hitting you with my car. It's like, yeah, it's fine. We're fine. We've dealt with worse. And like, wait, what? So they go over that. They go to go and say, oh, you brought dinner. Ooh, they're big ones too. I say, oh, and you brought some company. Hello, my name's Gohan. I never picture Gohan as being a pervert, really, so I don't see it being a big deal. Um, or a big deal. I don't see him like trying to perv on about Bulma at all. Not to say that she like did something you want to feel. It's like, like he still probably do that. It's like, oh, we'll come in, young lady. So what brings you up into these woods? Not many. We don't get a lot of visitors. She hit us with her car grab. I was like, oh. Say, how did you hit them? The road is all wide. Yeah, I was an accident. Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention. Look, though, I'm kind of looking on a quest of sometimes, and they both kind of pep up Broly and Goku's a quest. It's like, yeah, I'm looking for basically these magical balls. It's like, wait, what? And it's like, balls, magical. What are you talking about? I'm looking for it. And she sees the force. That. It's like, wait, oh, this. I found it in the woods one day. Very pretty. I thought it was something special, but I've always just kept it as a kind of a good luck souvenir. Is it you saying there's something magical about this ball? Well, yeah, I mean, hold on. And she takes out the other two balls she's collected. Like, oh, there's more of them? Well, now you mention this one ball has 4. This one has, I can't remember what star ball she had. This one has this many stars. Yes, there's 7, she explains to Dragon Balls. It's like, what? Well, that is quite amazing. Actually, now that I think about it, I remember one of my old masters telling me about that. Wouldn't be Roshi. Roshi didn't even know about it. I remember hearing the legend of it now that you bring it up. Quite remarkable these things are. Or allegedly, if it is true. Yeah. Yeah, so would it be okay if I maybe borrowed it? It's like, I don't see why not. It's like, Grandpa, are you sure? It's like, you've had that forever. Oh, it's true, but it's never been any value to me, and I really have everything I want. So if it could make someone happy, I have no problem giving it to you. So here, take it, young lady. It's like, oh, gee, thanks. So, I mean, so where will you be heading next? Oh, that's a good question. It's like, I'm going to be heading that way. Oh, it's a bit of a distance. So, well, why don't you stay for dinner? We have plenty. And she sees the fish like, I can see that. And they cook it. It's like, oh my God, this is delicious. Thank you for the food. So, and I was like, so what exactly are you so keen on getting the Dragon Balls? What are you going to wish for when you get them? It's like, oh, yeah. She's not really, obviously, Mom's not going to tell her the perfect words. Like, maybe a lifetime supply of strawberries or something like that. I was like, strawberries. Oh, that sounds nice. Well, it'd be cool to get it. Cool. I mean, I love where we live, but it'd be nice to maybe go out and have an adventure, wouldn't it, Broly? Man, yeah, it would be cool. It's like, well, if it's okay with, well, I mean, if you're okay, if you, or say, well, why don't you go with her? Huh? What? I mean, obviously, if it's okay with you, Bulma, but you can. But these two could really do with seeing more of the world, and plus, they're plenty powerful. They can give you. They'd be pretty good bodyguards. These kids. She's like, well, and then she does look at him, and she did hit him with her car, and they're perfectly fine. It's like, well, he does seem pretty tough. It's like, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why not. Maybe why not? You guys want to come along? It's like, can we? It's like, sure. Just be sure to come back and tell me the whole tale. By the way, I use that voice because that's generally the voice I've heard him use in the dubs. So that's the voice I use for Grandpa Gohan. Suck it if you don't like it. And so, yeah, all right, we'll head out in the morning. And so she, spends the night and all that. Nothing. And this it happens because they're not pervs and Gohan's respectable. And like, all right, you kids have fun now. You all come back now, you hear? And so they head off. They go. Goku doesn't do the whole you lost your balls. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. Admittedly, Goku doesn't like the food, and Broly's not keen on it. Which, by the way, Bulma, that was like, drinking. What is this? It's bitter. It's coffee. You're no reason you're a shrimp. You don't eat healthy foods. Like, coffee's not healthy for you. Bulma, cut the crap. If anything, Goku's a runt because most Saiyans start out as runts. So have you actually seen Saiyan kids most of the time? They're pretty scrawny. But they go out and get some food themselves. And they're not terrified. They eat their own food. And, they're washing up in the tub, all that. So, then leads to, they're saving a turtle. They quickly make mincemeat of. I think it was a wolf that was attacking him. The wolf attacking him. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go. And they go and meet Roshi. Excuse me. Oh. Bulma, admittedly, is still in her nightgown. And they say, oh, thank you. Oh, well, wait, I have an idea. Come to me, flying immortal phoenix. That's like, wait, what's going to happen? Grant you immortal life. Do you remember the incident with the Tage of the Bird Seed? Oh, that's right. We lost the darn thing. It's like, the immortal phoenix died? Come to me, flying Nimbus. By the way, where did Roshi get all these things? Like, he had an immortal phoenix, he had the flying Nimbus. I'm sure he probably has something else lying around somewhere. It's a magical cloud, but only pure of heart can ride it. And both Goku and Broly jump on it, like, cool. Because let's be honest, Broly's actually a very pure individual. I can see him being pure of heart completely. He probably is pure of heart. And so him and Goku are like, yeah, cool. Oh, don't I get anything? He's like, do I even have anything left? I don't suppose she'd satisfy for a peek up my shorts. that thing around your neck, I want that. Wait, I don't want to give it up if I can make some real money on it. Are you sure? Woo! So there you go. And they get the Dragon Ball, and they're on their way. The Wulong thing goes down, no problem. And that will lead us to Yamcha. And I think that's where we're going to end off, with them meeting Yamcha for the first time. Now, real quick, I mentioned power levels. Broly's has not really changed over the 10 years. He's still about 10,000. But his technique has improved drastically. That's the big thing for him. But because Goku easily is dwarfed by Broly, he's able to really climb up in terms of power throughout his life. Now, that doesn't mean he's like 1,000 or anything like that. But no joke, I think 10 years continually training with Broly and a little bit of Zenkais here and there, and training with Gohan, puts him at a solid 100. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that is basically where he is by the time we get to the first Budokai tournament in the series. So that's actually a big increase. Plus, they haven't had any real extreme training. They've just been doing like standard training under Gohan. When you get to like extreme training, that's when things could change up. But for now, that's where these two stand. Broly and Goku, brothers in arms, brothers together forever, yeah. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review at some point. And hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you folks for the next one later.